the Christian faith is relevant today because it gives a coherent solution to the human problem. It gives a coherent solution to the human problem. Any worldview that purports to give a solution must first diagnose the problem, right? If you cannot even diagnose the problem, then you cannot give a solution to the problem. About 20 plus years ago, I was working at this mission hospital in South India. It was a place called Vellore, a very tiny place, a little town there in South India. And it was a hospital by the name of Christian Medical College and Hospital. And we were there, and while we were there was a patient that came in. And she came with ulcers in her eyes and in her, over her lips. And she had been to doctors for 10 years and had received all kinds of treatment, including a doctor that put her on chemotherapy. And when she came to us, we looked at her and we instantly knew what it was. It was this condition called Stevens-Johnson syndrome. And we put her on high-dose steroids, and that treated her. You see, to give a solution to the problem, you need to first diagnose the problem. If a worldview cannot diagnose a problem, it cannot give a solution to the problem. Having identified the problem, the Christian worldview gives a solution to the problem. In Buddhism, Buddha says that the key factor that causes problem is desire. Well, how do you overcome this desire? There is a noble eightfold path: right view, right resolve, right speech, right conduct, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right samadhi. Well, how do I do it? I understand right livelihood and right motives and right actions, but how do I do it? Has anybody tried successfully and done successfully to fix themselves and get better by themselves? How can I get better when I'm inherently wired to do that which is wrong? Atheism, Buddhism, and Hinduism all say that we can get better by our own strength. Anyone who has tried to get better by their own strength knows it's impossible. If you've had anger issues, as a part of your temperament and you've tried to overcome it, you know it's impossible to get rid of it. Or if you've had fear issues as a part of your temperament and you've tried to overcome it, you know it's impossible. We cannot get better by ourselves. If that were true, culture would be way holier now than hundreds of years ago, right? If we could all get better by ourselves, watching all these cartoons. The Christian worldview says that we cannot change ourselves, so we believe in Jesus to change us. So in 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 17, it says, "Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old things passed away, behold, new things have come." The Christian worldview says we cannot do it by our own selves. And therefore, we need to believe in Jesus to change us.